first little spot here. A little top water. Good way to get it started. Got out here real early this morning. We're having another heat wave in California. It's going to be 115 degrees later on in the day. I need to get my fishing in. They're splashing around there. I need to catch them. Oh yeah, woo! I barely got him in. There's a nice spot. I had to flip him in real quick. I did not have him well hooked. As you can see, I almost lost him. Nice chunky spot. This one here is eaten up pretty close to a 2-pounder. Man, I will take that all day long. I'm at 40 foot of water, catching these things on topwater again. Really, really active. So far I'm catching spotted bass, which is what I want. I know the whites are going to start hitting my bait here in a little bit. I'll try to catch as many of those spots as I can. There's one. I wasn't going to start in this area this morning, but I don't know, I just had a feeling. I went with the feeling and got another spot here. Cool. I was out in this area a couple days ago and didn't get anything. So there's another area I was going to go try. Sometimes you just got to follow your instincts and go where you think they might be. There he is. Man, he knocked it out of the water 3 times before he finally came back and got it. Okay. That was a white that did that. What I did here, because these guys are like splashing way out beyond the boat, I put a 3/4 ounce chatterbait on, no trailer, and I'm running it pretty fast, but because it's 3/4 ounce, I can get a really, really good cast off this thing. Works out good. Oh yeah. There we go. All right. I've talked a lot about how these spotted bass will get underneath. Wow, what a nice bass. That's a good 3.5 right there. They'll get underneath these white bass, so I'm throwing an underspin and rolling it really, really slow, and that produced a nice bass. Hey everybody, it's Dalton. I'm back out at the lake. California is having a heat wave. Weather report says today that it's going to be about 115 out here. I got out here this morning at 6 o'clock, between 6 and 6:30. It was already almost 80 degrees. The fish were incredibly active. I find at this lake, in that super hot weather, in the mornings, these fish get really, really active. And I basically use 3 things to catch them. My topwater option this morning was a Whopper Plopper 90. And I'm just throwing it on a 7-foot medium heavy rod with 40-pound test braid. I'd cast this thing out, I'd make a big splash, and then I would just start slowly reeling it along, and they would come up and hit it, and wound up catching some pretty nice ones today on this. Now I had my boat spot locked, and there were times when they were splashing on top of the water and they were way out there. I couldn't get the Whopper Plopper quite out that far. So I took a 3/4 ounce chatterbait. I took the skirt off and I put a 3.8 Kitech white swim bait on there, running it on 15-pound test. And mostly I caught the whites with this. I didn't catch any spots with this. But I tell you, this works really well when they're way far away from you. You can throw that big 3/4 ounce chatterbait. The other thing I used that landed me a really nice, about 3.5 pound spot, was this is a VMC Underspin. It's a 3/8 ounce. I like throwing heavy underspins. I've got a Big Bite Bait little swim bait on there. And what I like about this rod, this is a Ducket Ghost rod. It's probably one of my favorite rods I've ever bought. I've got a 6:8 to 1 gear ratio on it. It's a 7-foot medium action. But the biggest thing about this is probably about 40% of this rod is a soft parabolic bend. Why does that help? Well, I'm using 12-pound test fluorocarbon. What's nice about a parabolic bend is not only do you have your drag, but this bend on the rod, it kind of acts as a shock absorber. So it's really hard for a bigger bass to get off the line. And so I throw a lot of my crankbaits on this. Square bills, DT6s, DT10s. This is my rod of choice for those shallow water crankbaits, but I'll throw the big ones on there too. I'll throw, you know, the 6XDs, all of the deep diving crankbaits I'll throw on this rod. So this morning, even though it's warm, it's only about 8 o'clock in the morning, but I tell you what, it's already warm out here, and I'm going to try to catch some more. And I'm going to get out of here early today. I don't want to be out here in 115-degree weather. So probably about 11 or 12 o'clock, I'm going to take it home to an air-conditioned house and barbecue at Tri-Tip. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'll talk to you next time.